This is your boy Tyrone Devone, aka SOUTHMAN, rocking with OnSight Media.
Listen, in order to keep up with the latest content, know when we're dropping new episodes, new podcasts, new material, make sure you are subscribed. OnSight Media Group on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms at OnSight Media Group. Make sure you click that notification bell so you know every single time that we drop new content on the channel, all right? Sponsorship opportunities are available, but limited. So tap in with us at onsightmediagroup.xyz.
We usually start off with the name, and I think this is one interview that really doesn't need an introduction. Of course, they heard you say your name at the opening of the segment.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, if people in town don't know SOUTHMAN, what rock have they been living under? That's the way I feel. I don't know if that's biased to say it like that or what, but like, how for you? How is it to be like a living legend, a local celebrity in this area?
Well, man, to be honest with you, bro, maybe the younger crowd might not know. They calling us the OGs now. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So,
that's true.
But anybody that do music, and I'm talking about anybody that do really like good music and they passionate about what they do, they know me like personally, or they know of me from music that I've done for other people. So,
yep.
You know, if you want A1 quality, if you need beats, everything. If you want to own all of your stuff and have A1 quality without having to go to internet to steal beats and all that stuff, I'm your guy. Your guy.
Speak about it.
Yeah,
speak
man,
about
like,
it.
A lot of cats do that, and you hear this whole, I want to go ahead and get it out the way early.
Let's do it.
This whole, I'm the GOAT, I'm this, I'm the best, this and that, and a lot of times they music don't speak that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir.
You can have the best song in the world, but if you ain't got that quality with it, ain't nobody really listening to it because it's too distorted. Or taking for me example, 75% of my career doing music I've been creating for other people.
Right.
25% I've been doing my own thing. So my body of work for as an artist, I can't really say, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I'm talented at what I do, but my music catalog is, for the little bit that it is really good, but I can't say I'm a GOAT this, GOAT that, you know, because the body. But if you go and look at my production,
absolutely.
I mean, from North Carolina to California, from Orlando, Florida, all the way up to New York, my tracks is everywhere. So we can talk and debate about that. Like, I hear that GOAT stuff, this. I'll say this to the people that say they're GOATs. Can you go into any studio in the world with a blank canvas and come out with a hit? I'm not just talking about songwriting. I can go in any studio, produce the track from scratch.
Right.
Write the song myself. Sing the song myself. Mix the song after I record myself. Master it and come out with a dope project. How many people that claim they GOATs can do that? And I'll leave it at that right there.
That's a mic drop. Like the interview could be over after the first question. You were absolutely right.
Yeah, man.
And I think you really just brought up my next question, which is there a difference between the artist and the producer? And I think, like I just said, you pretty much expanded on it with your first answer.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a difference because you got to take yourself out of the equation when you're creating for other people. Like,
true,
you're
indeed.
basically, what you're doing is they're telling you what they have in their head, and you got to put it out into the world.
Right.
So, you know, I have to say, well, I really like this, I like this, but it ain't about what I like. It's their vision, what they want, what they trying to get out. So that's the difference in the artistry part, where you just create music that you love, the style that you like. When I'm doing all kinds of drama, I got a cat named Rock Hard the Rage Way. Straight rage rock music. People don't even know I can even do that kind of music, but
nice.
We've been creating it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you a preview of that before we leave. Shout out to Rock Hard, man. That's my boy. That boy go hard.
Dope. So, and that's another thing. Like, you spoke about how extensive your catalog is. I've known several artists that you've worked with locally. I remember you were a part of a label, Royal Boy, a couple years ago.
For sure.
You've done, and you just said that you're doing rock music, like you've done hip hop, R&B, gospel,
right now,
pop,
country,
like
whatever they need.
You everywhere with it. So what would be your favorite genre of music to, I guess, produce?
Honestly, you know, my favorite music is R&B. It has so much emotion, so much feeling, and you know what I'm saying? I get excited when I get to produce R&B tracks. And don't get me wrong, I love doing trap, you know, hip hop total, but that R&B, it's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of layers. You know what I'm saying? You can you can use 3 instruments and make a trap beat and it go hard. The whole club, everybody jumping. But to have to layer and piece together background vocals, lead vocals, you know what I'm saying, accent vocals, along with literally playing out melodies.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Nah, and for those that don't know, like me and you were actually in a group in high school called Kamiz. You know I gotta go here, bro. You know I gotta go here. So the R&B was heavy in the 90s, I think, when we were growing up as well. You had a noticeable, the boy bands were everywhere.
Hey, bro, we actually had something too, man. If we would have stuck with that, ain't no telling what it would have did, man. The harmonies was ridiculous.
We need to go to Lee Senior and find them old tapes. I remember, like, we took over the what was this, the spring concert or something? Yeah. And they just gave us a whole, like, in between the concert, we got a 15, 20-minute set of just us singing 112 songs. And then I think Cousin Kendrick, he had an original joint that he had wrote.
Yeah, Kendrick was nice with it too, man.
Isaac on the piano, we went hard, bro. Yes, sir. Shout out to Kamiz, y'all.
Yeah, man. Kamiz.
Y'all don't even know about that, but our generation does. Okay,
for sure.
I'm not gonna stay trapped in La La Land too long. So we definitely gotta ask this question. Well, I'm not even gonna go there first. You're a super producer. Like, we can see the whole ambience of the studio behind you, and like the boards. You got the what is that? The MPC over there, the keyboards. You playing instruments.
That's my baby, there, man.
Yes, sir. I see you all the time on social media. What you cooking up live, and this is something that I remember seeing the first time on like 106 in Park. I think it was Timberland. They did a freestyle Friday,
Tim Tuck,
and he came on and made the beat like right then live on the show. Yeah. And I've been in the studio and seen you do this. I've seen people like you say, yo, spit a bar for me, rhyme the verse, and then by the time they get to the end of their 16, you got half the track done. Yeah. So see, I mean,
I think that's the best way to create, man. Like, I can make beats all day, send them out to artists, you know, give them beat packs, and you're basically writing to something that I produced.
Right.
So basically, if you feel the beat, that's cool. You rock to it, write to it. But when we in the studio together, and you be like, yo, man, I've been had this idea in my head, I just tell them, snap your fingers and spit to it. Once I get the tempo, we create a thing from scratch, man. And I'm basically building a beat around your vocals. That a lot of people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have to find the track, then write to it. But to get in and both of y'all vibing, and that way the artist can feel like they got input on the beat too. Like, you know, I helped create this. This was, you know, some of mine as well as his. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
I offer that service to anybody. So anybody out there that need tracks, man, you know, all you gotta do is holler at me, man. Nice.
And I think it makes for like you said, it makes for an overall more special project. Because everybody has influences. It's a deeper story behind it rather than just, you know, I heard the track, I was vibing to it, and this is what I came up with. Like, to be able to produce that full story behind it. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And you recently put out a project, or you put out a EP this year.
Yeah. Like,
Love Story. What was? I think the title was self-explanatory, and you mentioned that R&B is your favorite genre of music. So give me a little bit of the thought process of how you strung these songs together, because I'm sure you recorded more than 6 songs.
Oh, definitely. But the crazy thing is, I think I might have let you hear Blessings like a while back.
I heard Blessings at least 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago. And, you know, I was just producing. I was done, like, you know, making music for myself. But I was just reminiscing, you know what I'm saying? Me and my wife's anniversary was coming up. And I'm like, just reminiscing on all the stuff that we done, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just put this on wax and call it Love Story. And I actually completed the album from start to finish besides Blessings in 2 weeks.
Ah,
Yeah,
dope.
it was just
the whole joint. Yeah, you locked in.
And it was just because I'm going off of memory. Everything that you hear is what, you know, me and my wife from the start, it all started with a hello to, you know, the last song on the track is, you know, we getting married. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically just a start to finish life of how me and her been living.
Love story. See, that's like I just said this. There is a meaning behind every song. It is a story into every line, every record.
For sure.
You produced it with a specific memory in mind.
Yeah.
So it just makes for an overall harder project. Like I remember doing a post and saying, the hardest joint I've heard.
Word.
And people can, you know, this is strictly my opinion. But at that point in time, the hardest, the best record, the best produced record, sonically, vocally, everything is that Blessings record.
That Blessings was tough, man. Shout out to my homie Stefan on that guitar. He brought that joint all the way out on that guitar.
That's another thing.
Stefan,
the live instruments on it's just next level, man. It's really just next level.
See, that's another thing too. Like I love my MPC, but also, you know, I can plug live instruments into it, and that's what I like to do in a lot of my beats is include live instrumentation, because I want you to, you know what I'm saying, to have that kind of live feel. Because sometimes it can sound robotic when you just, you know what I'm saying, playing everything out. You know, everything is on the grid. I like to get somebody in with a human element to kind of change it up with guitars, maybe bass lines. And you know, most of the time it come out real nice, man. Real nice.
Nah, dope. You definitely, the catalog is extensive, bro. And
appreciate you, man.
That EP, like, is it a follow up coming to it?
Well, I actually did 12 songs.
So you got the second half. You might as well release volume 2.
I really could, you know, but like I told you, we spoke off camera earlier. Me and the homie working on the Best of Both Worlds project, man.
Okay.
Shout out to LLC Dom, man.
Shout out Dom,
it's gonna be hard.
So y'all
ready for it.
Best of Both Worlds. So y'all coming with that Jay-Z, R. Kelly type vibe.
Pretty
y'all
much.
The singing and the flows.
R. Kelly without the pen, man. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it, yes sir. R. Kelly without the pen, none of that. Absolutely. We ain't gonna get into his whole situation.
Wow.
Okay, cool, dope.
Sponsorship opportunities available today at onsightmediagroup.xyz. You looking to promote your brand, your business, your product? Tap in with us. Get sponsorship on all of our shows. Get mentioned at all of our events. Opportunities are available today. Tap in with us. OnSight Media Group. That's onsightmediagroup.xyz.
You know, we always play this game called Who You Got on the show. And typically I'm talking to hip hop guys or rappers.
Yeah.
But you know, I got a fellow R&B lover in the house with me today. So I think I wanna get your opinion on some of these names. Of course, the way you play the game, I'm just gonna give you 2 artists who you got.
Okay.
And then whatever comes to mind, that's the artist that you give me. If you want to go into explanation about why you chose that particular artist, then no problem.
Okay.
But I'm gonna throw a couple names at you. So first one, who you got? And I think this is a big one, and we've heard this one debated for a little while now. Who you got? Chris Brown or Usher?
Jeez. If I had to choose, man, I'm gonna say Usher. Don't get me wrong, Chris Brown is super cold.
Absolutely.
Super cold. But I think Chris Brown is a lot of times getting into like the sing rapping, which he does sing too now. But when you talking about some soul, I'm finna tell you my story, like Confessions, break it down.
Absolutely.
A lot of people can relate, like, oh, this crazy. And he told a story through that whole project. So I'm gonna go with Usher. Entertainment wise though, Chris Brown hands down.
No, I don't think people are comparing Chris Brown to being the new age Michael Jackson. And I think that's a good debate, actually. Me personally, I think that's a pretty good debate.
It's a good debate if you only talking about American music. Michael Jackson, world.
Definitely international, worldwide.
I'm talking about you can go to third world countries where they don't have no TV. If Michael Jackson show up, they're gonna know who he is. He had that much impact on the world, and it just wasn't one culture. It was all cultures, all nations.
Nope, that's a great perspective.
Yeah,
you are absolutely right.
Chris Brown does his thing hands down. Super dope, super dope. But when you come to talking about transcending, Michael Jackson, we'll still be hearing him 100 years from now.
You are absolutely correct.
His whole catalog, you'll probably hear a couple of songs from Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in this generation. And don't get me wrong, I love a lot of this music, but this generation, we're not gonna be listening to them like we're listening to Otis Redding and all them back then. You still gonna be listening to Michael Jackson. You ain't gonna be listening to this new age stuff 100 years from now.
I cannot disagree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I think Chris Brown's catalog, we know it's extensive because he's the first person I've seen put together 40 songs on one album. Like,
I'm gonna tell you what that "Please Don't Judge" that joint was one of his hardest joints.
Yes, sir. I agree.
But guess what? You know it was wrote by two gay dudes, white dudes.
That I didn't know.
A lot of people don't know that. And if you listen to the song, they're really telling you, don't judge me for who I am.
Right.
They're talking about, you know what I'm saying, being gay. But they just did the video differently to make it look different.
It's a message behind it's a story behind every song. I love it. I love it. Man. Okay. Good deal.
I'm a historian
yes, sir.
of music.
Listen, that's what makes these interviews even more important, even more special. All right, so let's go here. And based off that answer, I feel like I know what you're going to say. But who's the better songwriter, Tank or Babyface?
Jeez. I'm going to say Babyface, man. Tank is cold. Like, right now, you know, for the longest, you know, I was always a Brian McKnight fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
McKnight was my guy. But Tank, vocally, Tank is retarded, bro.
Facts. He is.
But the songs that Babyface gave you, half of Boyz II Men's album was written by Babyface. You know, that boy done wrote some jams.
Babyface was writing in the ballad era.
Yeah, and for sure,
that's when really, like, R&B is good now, but in that era, the 80s, the 90s, it was your EP, it was love stories.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and see, that music ain't really being made today like
that's
that.
True. That's true.
I seen a meme where they said R&B don't sound the same no more because cats ain't reaching for air when they sing it. You remember the little...
Yeah, I do remember that. Yes, sir.
So, you know, that was funny to me, man. I mean, I love today's music, but you know what I'm saying, when you and your old lady chilling, kick back, you know, having a little drink or something, what are you playing, man? You gonna be playing the 90s?
You gotta set the atmosphere. No, you telling that's all facts. You telling the truth. Sure. You telling the truth. Okay. And then with the current R&B wave, we got a lot of international stars. We got voices coming from other countries. So who you got internationally? Snow Allegra or LMA?
I love LMA. I like LMA. LMA tough.
LMA is tough. LMA is tough. Absolutely. Okay. Brandy and Monica.
I'm gonna go with Brandy because I feel like Brandy has the better voice, but Monica had that raw vocals. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
She had them raw vocals that I really, really like, but I'm gonna go with Brandy on that one.
Okay.
Because when it really comes down to it, you hear her. You know, Darkchild was her producer, so you heard a lot of her music was just pushing out. But if you've seen her in her B-roll background, just singing, her voice is phenomenal.
Absolutely. No, that's you definitely right. Some of the Brandy riffs, like people are trying to recreate those riffs. I've seen that on social media.
I tend to lean towards artists to do something that I don't feel like I can do. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to work on. Oh, they did that. Let me see if I can do it. You know, I tend to lean towards them more because some of these cats are studio singers. Like, they're going to sound amazing on wax, but
we hear that a lot
live
now.
Shows, they don't sound like that.
So how do you feel about, you know, we got artists, and you really brought it up. You have artists like, nothing against them, but Friday. And like, that was just the first one that comes to my mind. But definitely, and I'm not going to say they couldn't sing without the effects processing in their concerts, but we know that their music has heavy effects. They have heavy processing on their voice. Yeah, I don't even know if I have a question behind that, but you brought up a very good point. That brings me to my next one. Who do you think is stronger vocally, Adele or Yebba Smith?
Bruh, that's tough.
We gotta make it hard, man.
Yeah, that's super tough. I'm gonna tell you. Cause when Adele came out with that one jam she came out with, that was different, bro. That was different there. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Adele, man.
You can't. I don't think either way.
Yeah, you can't lose on that.
You cannot lose. You absolutely cannot lose.
If we was on drink champs right now, I'd just take a drink on that one.
I dig it. I wouldn't want to answer that one either. That's why I asked
sure.
you. Absolutely. Okay. That was fun. So now, all right. I think this is probably one of the more controversial questions. But before I even go there, let's talk about the craft overall. Because, again, we came up through high school doing music.
Right.
You were definitely self-taught for many, many years. You built an incredible facility in the background.
For sure.
But then you did something that I think was a little, not unorthodox, but something that really sets you apart. And you and Justin Branch.
Shout out to
Smooth Nation.
Praying for quick recovery, bro.
Yes, sir. Big prayers up for Smooth Nation. But we actually share something in common, and that is we are all either students or alumni of Full Sail.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Full Sail, baby.
So talk a little bit about why, you've already established yourself as a producer, as a musician. Why was it important for you to actually go and seek out that degree?
Forever learning. If you want to be as good as you can possibly be at your craft, you got to keep that cup empty and always trying to fill it. And to be honest with you, I didn't really think, I was really going for the paperwork for some of the doors that I'm going to be going into. You know what I'm saying? They require bachelors and this and that. But I actually have learned so much from Full Sail. Like, I was self-taught on the mix and everything, but they completely changed the way I mix and everything, man. And it came out so much better. And now I'm actually getting the business side of things too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With all the business classes and how you should go about doing this and that. So, I mean, shout out to Full Sail, man. I mean, anybody that really want to further their career or learn all aspects of the business, it's a good school to go to.
It is absolutely a good school. I think people downplay it because we know it isn't for-profit school.
Right, for sure.
But like you said, the opportunities, and I assume you're taking it online because you're here in town.
Yeah. And I mean, and to be honest with you, I'll go a step further than that. A lot of people will be like, oh, they be trying to scam you and get this money. But yet, I done had 3 teachers with multiple Grammys.
Facts.
That done put a foot in for me.
Facts.
On things that I need to do and present to them that they can present to other people.
Facts.
How often are you getting to talk daily to Grammy award-winning producers and songwriters? So that alone, and plus, when you become an alumni, you get to go in these $1 million studios and record free of charge because you're an alumni.
Talk to them about it.
So the school, I feel like it's worth every penny, man, to be honest with you. So far, I got 8 months left and I'll be graduating. Right now, straight A student. So, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm loving it, man.
Congratulations on that, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even go for music, of course. I went for digital cinematography. Right. And I can absolutely attest that I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same way. The last class that I took was basically like a networking class. It was called career development or something.
Yes, sir.
So all this was fill out this resume, give us your information, and every time we get a producer job, or every time we get ESPN calls us, we going to send them your information. Bruh, I've got so many calls.
Yeah. And see, right now they got they said it was starting something new. They got a community of, like, say, cinematographers. And, I'm a producer, and you got songwriters and engineers and everything. And you literally can go in these rooms, in these communities. Hey, bro, I need a video. I just did this song. Post a song. Videographers are like, hey, I'm finna write a treatment for this. If you're available on this date, let's collab. And we presenting these for extra credit and stuff in these to
Dope,
school. So
dope.
you actually,
So it's a 2-for-1. You
yeah,
getting to
actually
work
getting
while you
network.
getting the grade.
Bruh, this it's phenomenal, man.
No, that is absolutely.
I'm always speak highly of it.
That's the one thing. Anytime people ask me about my experience at Full Sail,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that I tell them is the greatest thing that they taught me was how to network and
For sure.
gave me those opportunities
For sure.
to do so. So dope,
And a
dope.
lot of people don't know, bro. That's one of the biggest things in the game is networking.
Absolutely.
You might not be the most talented, but your homeboy know Chris Brown. Your homeboy or somebody that heard your music say, "Oh, dude is nice. My buddy is an A&R at Sony." You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You never know. That's why every time you get the opportunity, I'll shot myself in the foot because I'm like I'm working with all these people or whatever, but we have shows going on around here at certain slots or just like meetups and stuff, and I'm not going. I'm like, that was the stupidest thing I could ever do. I need to get out here with my local people too and be like, hey, let's work, let's create something.
Issa Rae is one of my biggest influences because of what she was able to do and what she said when she was filming Insecure. And we all know award-winning television show
for sure.
that she basically produced with a bunch of her friends.
That's crazy.
And what she said was use the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So what you just said was ultra important because you don't necessarily need to get with the Jay-Z or the Chris Brown.
Yeah, man.
It's somebody that has a Chris Brown or a Jay-Z type of award-winning song down the street that we're overlooking.
Right
yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking for them right now.
And they got to be willing to network. So definitely,
that's what it's all about, networking, bro. I've even had sessions where I'm like, hey, anybody need beats, man? Slide through the studio. Let's just create, no charge. Let's do this.
I've been at events and seen you do that.
Yeah.
Like I remember doing the power mix and you pulled up and you was just like, yo, I'm a producer. Anybody you need some advice? And matter of fact, I think that's when you and Smooth hooked up.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
It is, for sure.
So we now see the power of networking. That's beautiful.
Man. Yeah, man.
Okay, so the elephant in the room that I've been avoiding, but not really avoiding,
Okay.
because we don't like drama.
For sure.
And we're sitting in your massive studio, which is beautiful. We call it the spaceship.
Yeah, the spaceship, man.
But everybody doesn't view in-home studios as being the most professional space.
Yeah.
So really, I just want your take on that particular comment.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Right.
I'm not knocking nobody for what they feel, what they like. But I would say this, it ain't your studio space. We can have $1 million studio with somebody in here that don't know how to run the board.
Absolutely.
And the music come out trash.
Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying? Or you can have a little small bucket and the engineer is phenomenal, got an ear for music, and the song comes out masterful. At the end of the day, the listener doesn't know where this was recorded at. They only know, oh, this guy's skillful. He did his thing. The music sounds good to me. So for somebody to say that I don't have a real studio, which a lot of my gear, a lot of real studios don't even have, I mean, that's their opinion, man. That's all I can say about it.
I've heard other engineers say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like other engineers that have done the same as you might not have the catalog as deep as yours, but they have said, yo, I don't have half the gear, or
Right.
a lot of people don't have half the gear,
Right.
half the knowledge that Southman has.
Right.
So
To be honest with you though, a lot of people don't even realize this. A bunch of music is being made with a laptop and an interface.
right. One of my favorite songs from Erykah Badu, which is Honey, was produced by Ninth Wonder on a basic laptop, and I think she had it mixed on a MacBook.
Oh yeah.
No major
Oh, yeah.
studio. I
yeah.
believe, if I've heard this correctly, she recorded that song in a hotel room. Like you need the
What's
brain
old boy
power.
that used to talk to the little Kardashian chick? What's his name? Used to
I don't remember that.
what's my man name? Anyway, Mike Dean mixed half of his album in a hotel with Slate VSX headphones and a laptop.
Which is something that I've heard you're not supposed to do. You are not supposed to mix full projects on a set of headphones.
Here's what happened. Slate created headphones that put you in $1 million studios.
Okay.
And I'll show that software to you, that technology. It's unbelievable. You close your eyes and put the headphones on, you can change the speakers and you can hear all around the rooms that they put you in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Technology has come a very long way.
It has.
A very long way. I remember when I was
Travis Porter.
Okay. Travis Porter.
He mixed half of his project in a hotel room, bro, because he was on tour with it.
That was going to be another thing I was going to bring up. We know artists like Lil Wayne and J. Cole. They actually had studio buses.
Yeah.
When they would go on, when they would go on tour, we're recording on the road, and a lot of the, like you said, the music that we're listening to was mixed right there on that bus.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, nice. And then I think my final question for you, I definitely have to get your opinion on this, and we really didn't take a lot of feedback. It was our opinion from the research that we done, but I'm specifically speaking about the 2023 Who's Working list. Now, we got a lot of feedback, some good,
I know it.
some not so good. But again, this was from our opinion, who we recognized as being visible, who put in work.
Right.
And I believe you had a very respectful comment, but you didn't agree with the way that we put that list together. So I agreed with 1 and 2. One, because I worked on some of their stuff, so I know the work that they put in. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homie Deezy. Shout out to Phil. I actually produced a joint on Deezy album with him and Phil.
That's a major track too. That's a major
Shout out
vibe.
to them boys. I agreed with that wholeheartedly. The other cats, I really didn't know. Now I've known King Kai because I did a little work with him or whatever too. But I think he needed to be just a little bit more polished. But he rocking now. That boy rocking.
Yeah, he don't got a little old. His sound is molded.
I knew once the sound matured a little bit,
yeah,
I said, little bro gonna be doing this stuff this way. He definitely doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, everybody has an opinion. Y'all put the list together how y'all put it, and it could be absolutely correct because I didn't really know the other cats. I just known the ones that was showing up that I had interactions with.
Right.
I guess I really should dive in and kind of listen to more of the music or whatever. But I come from a different place with how the music sounds and everything. Right. Yeah, I had a different opinion of it.
No, I definitely appreciate and respect that. Overall, I think the thing, and I've never said this, so I'm gonna say this now. The thing that a lot of people may have missed on that was exactly what you just said. We wanted to make people aware. Of the talent in the area, who was actually working.
I'll say this too. A lot of people that was having issues with it weren't working. So I feel like if you working, you got an opinion. You can have an opinion. You can state that opinion. But
absolutely,
if you ain't dropped nothing in 3-4 years and you talking about this list ain't right, then you wrong. Just keep it 100 with you. You can't talk on people that's working when you're not working. That's why I always say, regardless if you putting out music or not, get in somebody's studio, write for somebody, work with somebody, keep that name going because the bigger person that you think you are, the super artist that you think you are, your next door neighbor don't even know you.
Right.
So how can you possibly be that? Then your own circle is gassing you up. If nobody outside your circle is saying, bro, you super nice, then you might need to reevaluate talking about people on the list.
Truth. All gems, bro. Now this is my last question. I got to go back to the R&B. Who's killing it right now for you in the R&B space? Locally, mainstream, like who is
mainstream, bro? I'm gonna tell you, her is different.
She is.
Her is different.
She is. Absolutely.
I love her. Her is different, bro. Just her whole artistry. She reminds me, without the rawness, but a young, I don't even know if I can even really say that because she don't rap at all, but Just she got that it factor.
That's what I was gonna say. I didn't know her rap the way she like. I had to really go back and I've heard a bunch of the R&B stuff, but like she jumping on tracks with YG and
tough. And it ain't just, you know what I'm saying, the vocals. It ain't just the persona. She plays instruments.
Yeah.
You know, she does it all. So when I look at people like that, like her, the you know what I'm saying, the Kanye West, the Pharrells, the people that can go in, like I said earlier, with blank canvases. Those are people you should really look at as, hey yo man, these jokers is goated. Because if you really think about it, Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, but he's not really mentioned in the top 5 or top 10 because he's a one-trick pony, as they say. LeBron does everything. Jordan, when he puts down offense, defense, he does everything. Everybody that's considered GOAT did more than one thing. If you just rap, you know what I'm saying, if you got to bring something else to that table that create that it factor. Don't get me wrong, you can go in and spit. Jay-Z went hard, but Jay-Z wasn't just a rapper, he was also a businessman.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just that one-trick pony. He's looking at his next business venture while he's doing what he's doing. So I'd encourage anybody, man, you know what I'm saying, if you're a rapper, singer, whatever, bring that to the table, but also bring something else to the table.
Nice. Let the people know how they can get at you. Like, give me that website, all that social media, all that.
I actually, because I'm the business class that I'm in right now, I got my website down right now because we're actually in a branding business class.
So you coming back harder, okay.
Yeah, we doing a whole rebrand, but you can reach me at Tyrone Williams on Facebook, twill.33, and when the website does come out, southmanproductions.com, when it's back up and popping, man, or if you want my phone number, man, just inbox me and we can get to work.
Look, he just put it out there for y'all. Y'all better stop sleeping. Give one of the goats. I'm gonna put it back out there, and that's how he started. He's definitely one of the goats of this area.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
And we cannot get his brother his flowers enough while he can smell them and appreciate them.
Sure.